Logic Pro can feel super overwhelming, but it's not your fault. There are 5 things that are working against you in your session, and I'm going to show you how to fix them so writing, producing, and mixing are way faster. You can even download my exact template for free, links below. Let's start with the biggest time waster I see: opening Logic up with a blank session every time. It's like moving into a new house and never buying furniture. It technically works, but it's not set up to help you feel comfortable, creative, or fast. A Logic template fixes this. It's like preloading your studio with everything you need so you can actually start making, not start setting up. So let me walk you through what I've built for mine, and don't worry, you can download this exact one for free. It's in the description. This is what I see every time I open up a template. I don't have to start blank. Notice markers at the top. Notice already some information here. I have kick drums and snare drum options with MIDI in places if I need to get going right away. I have instruments set up, bass instruments set up already with some MIDI that I can program quickly, effects if I want, Vox with pre-routing set up to delays and reverbs. I have stereo bus compression ready to go with limiting and EQ. I have a reference song here that I could split the stems and analyze. Everything is like the studio is set up. So let's keep customizing now and look at one of the most overlooked time savers in Logic. So now that you've built your template, let's make sure Logic itself is showing you the right tools. First, your control bar. Most producers actually never touch this, but it's kind of like your airplane cockpit. You want to access things here really fast, like cycle mode, record settings, playback and stop settings, latency and monitoring modes, tools, tempo and time info, plus actually just clearing out the junk you don't need. So this entire section up here can be customized. Notice how mine looks very different than yours. I don't even have some buttons here. A low latency mode is one I use a lot for faster MIDI inputs. It makes your computer run better. We have CPU metering. I use this one a lot because, you know, we are all running a lot of software instruments. Custom vary speed here, tempo. All this stuff lives in customized control bar and display where you can get rid of things or add things. Do you think customization stops here? Not even close. Let's jump into the Logic settings now and dial in a few things that can really save you a lot of time each session. Okay, so we have project settings here and settings. Both a lot of stuff you can customize so that your project specific settings are set up, but also the global settings too. So project specific, like I've seen a lot of beginner projects not use the musical grid. You can also use a time grid like that. Notice how the back changes. You can use musical grid. There's a lot of different things you can customize within the project specific as well. Then over here we have settings. So project specific settings are found under File, Project Settings. The global settings are found under Logic Pro Settings, which is the ones you're probably familiar with. So in the global settings, lots of startup actions. This is where you would start with your template when you open up a new Logic file. Auto backups, recent items, editing. This is where, you know, third click tool is helpful. Fade tool, click zones. These are all specific editing shortcuts that allow you to be quicker. Marquee tool, click zones, super valuable if you like the marquee tool to have this checked. I don't personally like that one, but can be helpful to some. Audio, again, buffer size, a quick buffer size. Just to get this up alone is Command comma. So even knowing that, and then Command W to go down. Command comma, getting the settings up. This one's super cool. In view and the global settings, you know, if you're a fan of the light mode, do that. I personally don't like that. You can customize it, like with this little slider here. You know, maybe halfway medium. I'm just a fan. I'm just a dark guy. All of these settings, you're not going to be able to set it and forget it. The thing about the template is it grows over time as you start to realize, oh, in my recording, when I'm recording audios, for example, lead vocal comps, and I have my cycle on, I'd prefer to create track alternatives instead of a comp folder. And then you reset the global settings, you save it in your template, and then you build up that template over time. So don't be worried about getting it all done at the beginning. It's a thing that slowly builds up over time. So far, we focused on foundational setup, but what about the things that slow you down when you're actually producing music? Let's fix those next. One of the easiest ways to fix that, honestly, color and naming conventions. Here's what I use, and it works across every session. Drums are red, bass is purple, vocals green, effects blue. It's like that for me every session. And on top of this, I use a clear naming convention too, like Vox lead, Vox harmony left, drum kick. This may seem small, honestly, and it might seem like, what a waste of time, but it gives you instant clarity when you reopen a session or share a session, especially when you're zooming out and moving around too. And if you want to steal those exact labels and colors, they're built right into the notes section of the free template. Just grab it in the description. Also, take the 2 minutes to learn visibility tools in Logic. The first is a little hack here. I like to freeze and hide. So if I have a lot of software tracks and they're running, their computer's slow, I will freeze the track and then hide it in the background. That helps CPU. And then there's summing stacks for organization. Speaking of summing stacks, let's talk about one system that is going to totally change how you think about organizing your mix, but also making a clean and polished mix. So please stop mixing 40 individual tracks and just start mixing 5 instead. I call this the 5-stack method, and it's how I simplify every single project I work on. Drums, bass, instruments, vocals, and effects. Each group lives inside a summing stack, and it has its own fader. You can add its own automation. You can process it differently. And that way I can adjust my entire mix, like drum mix or instrument mix or effects mix or bass, whatever. And I can mix those together or process them all at the same time. You only have to mix 5 tracks up and then mix 5 tracks together instead of all these individual tracks. So if these buckets, I have drums, bass, vocals, instrument bucket, if they're set up in your template ready to go, it's your job as the producer to fill each bucket, intentionally, but then you're left with a manageable mix and production to work with. Because just looking at this, it kind of looks like, what a small little production. But within each bucket, I have other buckets, like a little tiny harmonies bucket and a vocal bucket, doubles, other things. Same within my instruments bucket, acoustic guitars, electric guitars, pianos. But it's much more manageable when I can separate each bucket, mix relatively, so I can take these instruments managing each one individually, then bringing in my bass bucket and relatively balancing just those 2 buckets. And then bring in drums. It's a way better headspace to be in, and a much more, it's going to be way easier to manage. So this structure here, the naming, the stacks, the routing, the effects, all available in the template linked in the description. All right, so your session now is clean, organized, hopefully, and optimized. Now let's give your brain a boost. This is the part actually beginners skip, but it's the ultimate time saver. Logic has hundreds of shortcut keys, but you don't actually need to learn them all. There's way too many. You just need to learn the right ones. So these shortcuts are like your magic wand of making things more fun and faster. And once they're in your muscle memory, you don't have to think about it anymore. You're going to stop reaching for menus or wasting clicks and wasting time, and you'll just start flying through sessions. But okay, which ones actually matter? There are a lot, but there's probably about 15. It's too much to cover in this video. That's why you need to watch this video here, and I'll lay out my entire Logic Pro learning system, tell you all about those shortcuts and more. Honestly, if you want to get better at Logic, just give me this time and I'll make you 10 times better. See you there.